Welcome back to America's Commercial Real Estate Show. I'm Michael Ball. This segment is brought to you by Red IQ, extracting data from static property operating reports and transforming it into actionable intelligence. Check them out at rediq.com. Well, today we're talking about associations, and I think the commercial real estate associations are incredible resources for us in the industry. But which associations should we join? What's new about these associations, and how can we get more out of them for our companies, for ourselves, and for our community and our industry? Please welcome my next guest. It's Bob Pinnegar, and Bob is President and CEO of the National Apartment Association. He's joining us on the phone. Bob, thanks for being with us, sir.
Thanks for having me, Michael.
Well, Bob, let's start off with, what surprises people about joining the National Apartment Association? What when they get in there and they join, what makes them go, wow, I'm glad I did this, or I had no idea?
Well, we're unique in some respects is that we are a true federation. So you join at the local level and your membership flows through the state up to the national organization. And one of the things that I hear over and over again from people over the years is they didn't realize by joining a local affiliate and getting involved and working on things that range from City Hall to Washington, D.C., is the network of friends and confidants that they create. So they have somebody to really bounce off ideas and talk with people about things beyond just the people that are in their particular office. And that, I've always heard, is the most valuable thing of all they've gotten from their membership.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. There's a lot of incredible people in the apartment industry, and I think a lot of times we have our head down, right? We're doing what we do, and we don't get a chance to kind of interact with them in your association, and it sets that up in a big way. So tell us about some of your events coming up, Bob.
Well, we in March we'll be here in D.C. for our Advocate event, where we're going to be going to Congress and the administration and having conversations about the matters that are important to our industry for our continued viability and ability to serve the communities in which we're located. And then if you fast forward to June, we have our Apartmentalize Conference, which is the biggest conference in the country relating to rental housing. And I mean, that is a huge opportunity to get together with people, because it's a cross-section of 10,000 people that will be in Denver to learn about what the latest and greatest is from the standpoint of the education courses. They'll be able to walk the trade show floor, which seems to grow by leaps and bounds every year, to see what's happening in the industry as far as products and services and new initiatives. I mean, technology has become a huge part of our show in recent years, and as it has for the industry. And that's the place to gather that information. And then we have a series of informal networking groups that we're putting together to really, again, just like at the local level, bring people together so they can have conversations with their peers that they might not ever have an opportunity to talk with, just to really better understand what's happening to them in their businesses in their respective parts of the country.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's in June, and it's in Denver. Now, Bob, I was at the one in Atlanta, and I was interviewing folks there. It was great. And people seem to have a lot of fun there, too. There seemed like a lot of fun events, and the people laughing and cutting up. It seemed like everyone was having a big time.
It is. I mean, this industry is a people industry, and when because you're dealing with people's lives, and that same vitality comes into our conference. People are having fun, they're enjoying themselves, they're meeting old friends, they're making new friends. We have interesting and innovative speakers that we try to bring in every year to really spark conversations. And so, it is an upbeat event, and if you've never been, it's something you should consider going to, because you'll come away with a new perspective on the industry.
Yeah, and I think one of the big things that helps people be successful in our industry is getting well trained. And I think when I see people who aren't doing as well, in our industry. I think a lot of times I see that they're just not continuing their training. What's available for them at your association?
Well, in addition to the educational sessions that happen at our respective conferences, and also at our affiliates, because the affiliates have a full range of education, is we've been working with our platform Visto to be really able to offer online education, so people can get the information and the education they need on their schedule when it's convenient for them, as opposed to taking time out of their busy day to go down to some sort of a central classroom. And so we really offer many different ways to access the industry knowledge to be able to do your job more efficiently and effectively.
I love that because, I love online training because you can go at your own pace and you're not in there with somebody in the class that's maybe asking dumb questions, and you're sitting there.
It's true, and we've found that with some of the modules, like for example our leasing professional sessions. You go into a classroom and you're bombarded with 10 different aspects of selling and leasing properties, and you have to absorb that very quickly, whereas with the online courses, you can take it at your own pace, you can absorb the information, you can try it out, and then you can get better at what you're doing. It's sort of like, although I'm a terrible golfer, but every time I've taken a class, they've tried to break it down into its elemental pieces so you can be better at what you do, and online training allows you to do that at your own pace.
I love it. I do a lot of training myself and continue, and I train others and have a training program for commercial agents. And what I like about online training too is if you want to get deeper into something and get a better understanding, you'll have time, you can do it. Then if it's covering something that you already know really well, you can skim through it and go very quickly. What are some of the designations that you can obtain through training from the National Apartment Associations?
Well, we have our maintenance technician, a CAMT, which is for the maintenance staff, which is a very important group because these are the people that are going into the residents' homes on a daily basis, and the better trained they are, the more professional they are, the more responsive they are, the better you're going to do at your retention numbers. And so we have that program, and then we have the NALP designation, which is the leasing professional designation, which helps that person who has come in and who is front line working the leasing desk be able to be better at their job to get residents in the properties so you can fill any vacancies that you may have. And then after that, you move over into our CAM program, which you begin to then the aspects of managing a property and dealing with budgets and financial issues and managing people. And then we have our CAPS program, which is really once you got to a level where you're no longer at the site level, but you're actually managing multiple properties, different sized portfolios, giving you the skill sets that you're going to need to be able to be successful in that position.
Okay.
So it's a suite of services that are all designed to help you in your career progression.
Right. Okay. Excellent. Well, Bob, what would you leave our audience with related to the apartment industry and the association, and maybe why they should join, or maybe they're a member, maybe they've been a member in the past? How could they potentially get more out of the association?
In this day and age of litigation that's going on all around the country, and I'm hearing stories from everywhere. It used to be it was just limited to one coast or the other. It's now happening everywhere, and so that property liability aspect to operating your units, whether you are a small operator or a massive operator, those liability issues are the same, and that's something you're starting to see more and more resources that are coming to bear to help our members in this area. And so if you're an existing member and you haven't gone out and brushed up on what's happening, you should be out there doing that because things change every year. And if you're not a member, you're really taking a risk in not being involved at some central resource of information to keep you attuned to what's happening. I mean, here at the National Apartment Association, we have actually realigned some of our products and services and brought in new people, and we have a property operations department now, which is really focusing on best practices and standards of practice to help our industry adjust in this era of increased litigation.
Yeah, I love what you guys do. And when you attend your national convention, for example, you can really learn a lot about the apartment industry, no matter what your experience level, and get some great ideas. So can non-members come to the convention in June in Denver?
Oh yes, yeah. We all of our conferences have member and non-member rates, and the idea there is we can expose as many people as possible to the good things that we're doing. Hopefully, we can get them involved and become members of the association. And so, anybody, go to our website, nahq.org, click on events, and it will have all of our events that we do throughout the year there. So, if you're interested in coming to a session, if you're interested in coming to an entire show, it's there. You can sign up, you can register, and you can get the information you need.
Yeah. All right. Perfect, Bob. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you.
All right. And as Bob said, you want to check out their website for their resources, their conventions. As Bob said, you don't have to be a member to go to this convention. I've been to this convention. It's awesome. Check it out. Their website again is naahq.org. So National Apartment Association headquarters.org. Well, stay with us. We'll have more on associations that matter. I'm Michael Bull. This is America's Commercial Real Estate Show.